All right, this is John Krasinski, Pittsburgh Soccer Now. So it's an exciting night for Pittsburgh Soccer. Jordan Smith has joined me. We are a couple of interesting things happened today. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds got their first big home win of the season. Jordan Smith was there. We're going to talk about that real quickly. And I was at Founders Field in Indianola, past Fox Chapel area, the home field for the Pittsburgh Hotspurs. A very exciting match. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. It was for the NPSL's Rust Belt Division supremacy. And it was great to see a lively atmosphere and a match really only in their second or really their third season of existence. The Pittsburgh Hotspurs had something to play for. They were playing for the top of the table and came up just short, losing 2-1. So first, Jordan, thanks for joining me. What was it like down there at Highmark Stadium tonight?
Well, the benches, the stands were shaking already in the beginning of the game. There's a lot of people there, so that was nice to see. Yeah, the first home win, finally first of the season, they were 0-2-1 at home. So finally got that out the way as the Riverhounds have been playing much better lately. So now that's 3 games in a row they've won. But yeah, and some players with their first goals of the season, Todd Wharton and Albert Dikwa. Tonight, I really felt like we saw the Dikwa that we saw at the end of last year, where he came in and he seemed to be in the box open all the time. That's how it was tonight. He was honestly one of their most visible players. I felt like he could have had more than one goal. But Todd Wharton's first goal, it was a brilliant set up from Forbes. He now ties Kevin Kerr for most assists in the Riverhounds organization's history with 27. So I'm sure he's going to beat that soon and be the number one. And Dikwa's goal, another great setup from Cicerone. That's his second assist of the year. But yeah, the midfield and the forwards just looked like they were having fun tonight. It was definitely an exciting game for the fans. Definitely a fun one to watch. Tons of chances, and they won 2-1, but I felt like it could have been 4-1, 3-1 at least. But this was definitely a game earlier in the season that, maybe they would have tied, but the whole second half, they stopped the opposition from scoring. So it's a good result.
Yeah, good result all the way around. They have now improved to 5-3-2. And as you mentioned, Todd Wharton and Albert Dikwa with the goals. Goalkeeper Danny Vitiello came out on I guess he misjudged. He had a little trouble with one and made things really interesting. It was 1-1 at that point. What were your thoughts on that play there?
Yeah, I mean, Vitiello was terrific all game. He's so aggressive. He came out on his line a lot tonight. But yeah, it was just a cross off a corner kick. He was all by himself there near the goal line, and he's not a rather tall guy. He's not a 6'5" keeper like Manuel New or anything like that. But so he jumped up and just it missed and it fell back behind him, and Shane Weed unfortunately tapped it in the net. These things happen. But I mean, after that, Shane was terrific. I mean, 2 minutes later, a ball was, like 50 feet in the air and it dropped down. And he just tapped it a little past, and he just made that look so easy. I mean, he's terrific back there. He's a rock for them on the back line. So just an unfortunate thing for Vidiello and Wheat there, but they were solid all game and they made up for it after that.
Yeah, and composure. They kind of it seems like they're going to ride out the kind of the rough moments and get through it just like as they have this season. So
Right.
Jordan, we'll keep it short tonight, but what were your takeaways from this match? Are there some key takeaways about this team? I know you mentioned a few things already, but what were your primary takeaways from the Hounds win and now as they get ready for a short turnaround against Loudoun United?
Yeah, well, like Bob Lilly said in the post-game conference, the Red Bulls, they're always going to create chances, and they did. I believe they had more shots than the Riverhounds, but, not the majority of the quality chances tonight. But, the Red Bulls, they got some young, fast guys, and I think the back line handled them all right. Still some areas they need to clean up. But, yeah, taking away from the game, they found a way to win. I think this is a game earlier in the season where they would have ended up tying. Um, but yeah, they figured it out and they played well all 90 minutes. I thought the midfielders and the forwards were terrific. They just had fun out there. That's what it looked like. But they didn't use too many subs, and so this quick turnaround coming forward. Bob Lilly, he said today, not too many subs used, but I think like we saw on the last road trip, how he orchestrated, using different guys. I think we're going to see that again these next couple games. So for all the fans out there, expect to see some different guys get opportunities. It's not just going to be, your usual 11 playing every game.
Yes, it's going to be some serious squad rotation, that's for sure. And they're showing that this team can just roll players in and out and play key roles. And we've got some potential players. I understand Jelani Peters most likely
Yeah.
will be gone with Trinidad and Tobago on international call up for the Gold Cup, which is exciting for that. And we'll see what happens. They bring Casey Bartlett Scott back into the rotation now. Maybe he'll get an opportunity to play, but we'll see. We'll see. I think this is the busiest stretch for a while, and if they can come out of this 4-game and 12-day stretch with, in the ballpark of 10 points or 12 points or 9 points or 7 or 8 points. I mean, low bar, right? What, 7 points, right? So they're playing very well. They're in they have good form right now. So I think the momentum's there. They've got Loudoun United Tuesday, and then they come back for the July 3rd match against the Charlotte Independents at Highmark. So we are looking forward to more coverage and following the Hounds. And there's a lot of we have some additional interviews to share. I was at practice this week. We had a chance to interview Shane and White and also Todd Wharton, two key players from tonight's match, but also Russell Cicerone. We haven't aired that one yet, so I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be posting that on Pittsburgh Sports Live soon as well. Really good interview with Russell, and I think people will enjoy that as well. And then, Jordan, wrapping it up tonight, I just wanted to add a little bit about the Pittsburgh Hotspurs. 2-1 loss. They got the early lead. They were up 1-0. It was an intense physical battle. And what else would you want from a Pittsburgh-Cleveland matchup? Two teams really going after it for a midsummer NPSL match. There's a lot of. I mean, you played in college. You know what it's like. So you get those opportunities to play in the summertime. I just found it very interesting that it was such a physical match where these two teams really were getting after it. You've been there. You know what that's like, right?
Yeah, it's definitely more physical once you reach the college age. But yeah, it's good to see. There's these clubs and teams that these college players or recent graduates can play on in the summertime. Because during my time, I mean, it wasn't too long ago, but there wasn't too much of that. But it's happy to see that building, just kind of like minor league baseball. A lot of baseball players, they have tons of teams that they can go play on in the summer.
Yeah, Nolan Hutter got the goal for the Hotspurs in the 6th minute. Really nice setup after a short corner. It was Tate Moni who had the assist, and they were taking it to Cleveland early. But Cleveland is an experienced team. They've won the NPSL division titles. They've really been there, done that, and came out really strong in the second half. And it was nip and tuck, but when you try to play the ball out of the back against a good opponent, and that's what happened with the Hotspurs tonight. That effort, you make 1 or 2 mistakes, they'll make you pay, and that's exactly what Cleveland did, and they went on to a 2-1 win. So that puts Cleveland in first place and in command really to finish out their regular season as the top. They haven't officially clinched anything yet, but they're in command with first place in the Rust Belt division. But the Hotspurs are right there, and they have an opportunity to make the playoffs. They just, as Nikki Kolarek, former Riverhound, team captain, said after the match to me, all we need is 4 points. And they pick up 4 more points over the course of the next couple games, and they're going to secure that playoff berth. So it's an exciting opportunity for this club that is just getting into this level of play. So, and a lot of really good, as you mentioned, college players, but also some former professional players, if you mentioned Kolarek. So it's a fun team. They have 2 more home games, so people can get a chance to get out there. You will see our coverage on Pittsburgh Soccer Now of this match. Ed Thompson was out there with some photos, and then tonight, Justin Burrell was out at the Riverhounds match, and we've got tons of great photos coming from him as well. So we'll be looking forward to checking out your recap and the photos as well, Jordan.
Yep. Thanks, John. Thanks for going to the Hotspurs and covering them. Good
All right.
stuff.
So it was really a good night for Pittsburgh soccer. Just 1 win, 1 loss, but definitely a step forward for both clubs, and that's how we'll wrap it up. Until next time, probably after one of the next few matches, we'll get back on Pittsburgh Sports Live. Look for more videos to be popping up soon, as I mentioned, and lots of interviews from the Hotspurs game as well, either on Pittsburgh Sports Live or on our Pittsburgh Soccer Now YouTube channel.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.